NATO foreign ministers met in Sweden on Friday amid growing tensions within the alliance over the Iran war and U.S. security commitments in Europe. NATO chief Mark Rutte acknowledged that Europe's shift towards greater defense self-reliance will continue even as discussions deepen over burden sharing and coordination within the alliance. Nishchoy Roy has more.
As tensions over Iran spill into transatlantic politics, NATO foreign ministers gathered in Sweden on Friday amid fresh uncertainty over the future of the alliance and Washington's commitment to European security. The meeting follows a sharp criticism from US President Donald Trump over Europe's response to the Iran conflict and his suggestions that the US could consider its role in NATO. But in a dramatic turnaround, Trump announced plans to send 5,000 additional US troops to Poland just hours before Secretary of State Marco Rubio met NATO ministers. The decision was welcomed by NATO chief Mark Rutte, though it also raised concerns over coordinations between Washington and its allies.
Well, of course, I welcome the announcement. Our military commanders are working through all the details, but of course I welcome it. But let's be clear, the trajectory we are on, which is a stronger Europe and a stronger NATO, making sure we will, over time, step by step, be less reliant on one ally only, as we have been for so long, which is the United States.
Rutte said Europe's efforts to become less dependent on the United States for defense would continue, while declining to comment on possible US plans to reduce military capabilities in Europe. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio stressed the need for a closer cooperation to strengthen NATO's defense industrial base, warning that the current ammunition production is insufficient for future security needs.
You know, like any alliance, it has to be good for everyone who's involved. It has to be a clear understanding of what the expectations are. And so certainly we'll try to lay the groundwork for that. One of the areas where I think we definitely can cooperate on is the defense industrial base. It is clear to the world, to all of us in the alliance and beyond, that we simply are not able to produce munitions today at a rate that are necessary for future needs.
On the sidelines of the summit, Rubio also met a Swedish Prime Minister. The two leaders signed a technology prosperity deal to boost cooperation in AI, biomedicine, space, quantum technology, and defense sectors.
It shows that we're going to build on what is already a shared legacy and history of cooperation in the fields of technology and innovation to become even more competitive in the years to come. All these cutting-edge industries, whether it's biotech, whether it's biotechnology, whether it's artificial intelligence, and telecommunications, you name it, and all these fields are today what we are signing simply builds on what we've already been doing together for such a very long time, and I think it's just going to make us both of our countries in the broader West and really the world more competitive, more innovative.
The NATO meetings highlighted growing strains within the allies over security priorities and burden sharing, even as members reaffirmed cooperation on defense and emerging technologies. Nishchoy Roy for DD India.